Hey guys, TGKS Productions. As the title reads, I'm going to be talking about what will make the future of RDR2 Online successful, as well as comparing it to the success of GTA 5 Online. Before we get into this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, as TGKS Productions will continue to upload content regularly. So we are weeks away from a new Red Dead Online update. This update will supposedly feature roles that your online character will be able to take part in and progress through over time. These roles will include that of the trader, bounty hunter, and collector. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time going through these roles and what they consist of, as there are plenty of videos that are already on YouTube that have done this. The topic of this video will spend more time focusing on what this DLC will do for the future of RDR2 Online. Now, recently there was an article from Rob Nelson, who is either a reporter or someone who works at Rockstar North. However, he documents the beginning of Red Dead Online, its foundation, and talks about the future. I'm not going to go through the whole article in this video as it is quite lengthy, but if you would like to read this article, you can find it on gamesradar.com. I'll leave a link in the description that will take you straight to the page where the article is located in case you would like to take a look. Not to go into too much depth, but essentially what this article talks about is the beginning steps of RDR2 Online and how Rockstar learned from GTA 5 Online and what steps to take in the future. I will have to say this article was quite interesting to read, as I am an avid Rockstar Games fan myself. However, there was a few things I would like to discuss that this article does not. For starters, as I stated earlier, this article touched on the beginning of RDR2 Online and its foundation. As I began to think about this, I started to think about the beginning of GTA 5 Online and what ultimately paved the way for that game to be a great success for almost 6 years now. So RDR2 Online is almost 1 year old. This coming November will be the official 1 year mark. As of now, we have received one Red Dead Online DLC that was at the end of February. I believe it was February 26th. As we know, we are going to receive another DLC within the next few weeks, or at least by the end of summer, according to Rockstar Games. I highly doubt that we will receive yet another update after the coming one before the 1 year old mark arrives for RDR2 Online. So that means we would have only received 2 Red Dead Online DLCs within 1 year for its first year. Now this is interesting because if we compare this to the first year of GTA 5 Online, we received 10 DLCs. That's right, 10 DLCs. Just to briefly go over all these updates, the first DLC that we received was a little over a month after the release of GTA 5 Online on November 19th, 2013. This was the Beach Bum DLC. The update added new vehicles, clothing, 2 new weapons, as well as 30 jobs and changes and fixes to GTA 5 Online. Not bad for the first DLC. The next 2 DLCs were quite similar. These include the Capture and Creator update, both of which were released in December 2013. Essentially, the Capture update added the famous game Capture the Flag in a glorified deathmatch form. Basically, 2 teams compete against each other to capture flags, vehicles, etc. The Creator update allowed players to create their own competitive modes, such as races, death matches, and captures. There was also a mini festive DLC in 2013, however, it only added some clothing that was eventually removed to later be reused in future festive DLCs, therefore I'm not counting this as a main DLC among the other 10 that I'm listing. February 2014 brought the Valentine's Day Massacre DLC. This update brought Valentine's Day themed clothing, a new vehicle, weapon, as well as new jobs. March 4th introduced the Business update. This DLC added new vehicles along with the first Pegasus DLC vehicle, the Vestra. It also featured new clothing, 2 new weapons, as well as new jobs, changes, and fixes to GTA 5 Online. On May 13th, the High Life DLC was added into GTA 5 Online, which included 4 new vehicles, a new weapon, clothing, 8 new contact missions, as well as changes and fixes to the game. June 17th brought the iconic I'm Not a Hipster DLC, which featured 7 new vehicles, 2 new weapons, clothes, 12 new jobs, and changes and fixes to GTA 5 Online. July 1st brought the Independence Day Special DLC, which added 2 new weapons, new properties for purchase, 2 new Independence Day themed vehicles, as well as Independence Day themed clothing, 17 new jobs, and changes and fixes. August 19th came with the Flight School DLC. This date is also ironic for this particular DLC because it was released on Aviation Day. This update brought 3 new air vehicles, 1 new land vehicle, new clothing options, 10 new Flight School themed solo missions, as well as changes and fixes to GTA 5 Online. October 2nd brought the Last Team Standing DLC, which included the Last Team Standing competitive game mode, 2 new weapons, 3 new vehicles, and new jobs. Now the official 1-year mark for GTA 5 Online technically was October 1st, but I decided to add the Last Team Standing DLC since it was only a day off from the official 1-year-old mark on October 1st, 2014 for GTA 5 Online. So there you have it, 10 DLCs worth of content for GTA 5 Online for 1 whole year, not to mention its first year. RDR2 Online doesn't even come close to that for its first year. Even with all the drip feed, it doesn't even compare to the first year of GTA 5 Online as far as content is concerned. Now I want to clarify, this doesn't mean I believe RDR2 Online is going to be less successful than GTA 5 Online. That's not what I'm saying at all. Sure, GTA 5 Online is going to be tough to top, no doubt. Heck, it might not even be topped considering GTA 5 is considered one of the best-selling entertainment products of all time, even compared with something like the original Star Wars movies. That's pretty crazy, and this is all thanks to the success of GTA 5 Online. However, I don't believe it's impossible for RDR2 Online to reach similar heights, especially if Rockstar play their cards right. Now you may be asking, what do you mean by Rockstar playing their cards right? Now as I stated earlier, I don't particularly believe that it was the first year's worth of content that allowed GTA 5 Online to last as long as it has. It definitely contributed to its success, no doubt, but I don't particularly believe it paved the way for its long-term success. In fact, there are 2 decisions or updates to GTA 5 Online that I particularly believe contributed to its long-term success. Those were the original Heist and Further Adventures in Finance and Felony DLCs. For starters, the original Heist DLC was an anticipated update for over a year. Many players, including myself, waited ever so patiently for the Heist DLC to be released. When Rockstar finally released this DLC on March 10th, 2015, they certainly did not disappoint. Now here's my take on the situation. Rockstar produced content regularly for over a year to buy themselves time for the Heist DLC. Once the Heist DLC was ready and released, Rockstar saw its success and obviously wanted to keep going. Now they had to come up with a new master plan. Of course they continued to regularly release DLCs such as the Ill-Gotten Gains updates and the Executives and Other Criminals DLC. But once again, they were just buying themselves more time. I believe the next update that officially paved the way for the long-term future success of GTA 5 Online was Further Adventures in Finance and Felony, added June 7th, 2016. Before this update, Rockstar themselves stated that this would be a game-changing update, and they weren't kidding. In fact, I believe it permanently changed GTA 5 Online. If you were to think about the majority of the DLCs that have been released after the original Heist and Finance and Felony DLCs, around 80 to 90% of the updates have been remodeled versions of these 2 DLCs. Bikers, for instance, was a remodeled business DLC. In Further Adventures in Finance and Felony, essentially the ultimate goal is to buy a headquarters, the CEO office, buy a warehouse, and source and sell cargo in and out of your warehouse. Similarly, with Bikers, you buy a headquarters, which is your clubhouse, purchase a business, source supplies through your business, and then sell your product once it is produced. The Gunrunning update is another perfect example. You purchase a bunker, which acts as your headquarters and business, source supplies through the bunker, and then sell your weapons once they are produced. We have even seen with the Doomsday update, another Heist DLC, break records for the amount of people playing GTA 5 Online during that time period. Now you may be wondering, then why was the Diamond Casino and Resort DLC so successful? Why was this DLC able to break records as well? It's quite different from both the Heist and Business DLCs. My reasoning for that is there were always 3 things that most, if not all, GTA 5 Online players wanted since the beginning. Those included Heist, which we received, a functioning casino, which we recently received, and mansions, which we will hopefully receive at some point in the future. Essentially what I'm getting at here is the Diamond Casino and Resort DLC was an exception to the rule. Now what's the meaning of all these explanations of GTA 5 Online, and how does this relate to RDR2 Online? You're probably thinking, what the hell? I clicked on an RDR2 video and I'm hearing all about GTA 5 Online. Well, it's important to look at the success of GTA 5 Online as Rockstar themselves state, so they can try to mimic that success with RDR2 Online. As stated earlier, the fact that GTA 5 Online outweighs RDR2 Online for the first year as far as content is concerned isn't that relevant. What's more important is that they create a successful update for RDR2 Online that ultimately prolongs its success far into the future. This definitely appears to be what they are attempting to do with the role-playing DLC. As in the interview, which again I will leave a link to in the description, the rules will supposedly expand over time. For example, the trader role may eventually allow you to own your own railroad company. This is similar to how you start GTA 5 Online as a petty criminal and then eventually work your way up to a kingpin and even crime lord through a number of criminal enterprises. So again, it will be interesting to see if this role-playing DLC will be able to ultimately prolong the success of RDR2 Online, similar to how the Heists and Further Adventures in Finance and Felony updates did for GTA 5 Online. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, as TGKS Productions will be continually uploading content regularly. As always, have a great day.